The Flash Annual #1, written by Jeff Johns, art by various people, but it's broken up by chapters, so I'll just say who did each chapter. So, open up Chapter 1, art by Marcus Toe, is pretty much just a let's get it set up chapter where Barry, 2 hours ago, was out in some salt flats in, I believe, Utah, and he's there with his dad when he was a kid, and they were looking to see some supercars race and some motorcycles, whatever. His dad was super excited, hoping they'd see a world record. Turns out they didn't. His dad was disappointed, wanting to be part of something bigger, part of something special. But Barry remembers how he was just happy to be there with his dad. And so Barry goes running across these salt flats, and he's like, okay, when you get caught up in the speed, you sometimes forget some other things. And he realizes that Dr. Elias betrayed him because he got so caught up in the speed. So now he's going to go talk to Dr. Elias, which we saw happen last issue, issue 12. So chapter 2, art by Scott Collins. We see the Rogues back a year and a half ago. They're just robbing a bank. It's got Trickster, Weather Wizard, Heatwave, and Captain Cold. And they're all just fighting the cops. And Captain Cold's narrating and saying how they have 3 rules. Rule 1, no killing. Rule 2, no drugs. Rule 3, keep it about the score. Keep it about whatever they're trying to get. Don't overcomplicate things. And as they are attacking these cops, Barry rushes in. He stops all 3 of them and goes to grab the money. But in the time that he's going to grab the money, Mirror Master manages to grab the Rogues and pull them into the mirror dimension, allowing them to escape. And he flashes like, oh, well, whatever, I'll get him again. So then we see later on that Captain Cold is pissed that the score didn't go right. Trickster was apparently supposed to be lookout, and he just wanted to be part of the action. And he's like, well, at least I'm a rogue. Why do we even keep Captain Cold's sister around? Her name's Lisa. And apparently she's dating Mirror Master, Sam, and they're like, okay, you're out of line, Axel, Trickster, you're out of the Rogues. So they kick him out, and then Captain Cold drunkenly stumbles around later on that night. He does a quick smash and grab at a pawn shop. And as he's moping, Dr. Elias steps up, and he's like, hey, seems like you're having a tough time. I'm betting it was you battling the Flash earlier. I think I can help you. And he's like, why would you do that? And he's like, I just want to see what's going to happen. I just want to do it for the sake of scientific progress. So they strike a deal. Chapter 3, art by Diogenes Nevis, follows Golden Glider. And she is comatose, and her form that we see is an astral projection. And she recounts how we got to this position of after Captain Cold talked to Dr. Elias, he got a genome and recoder, which is going to allow them to take the powers of their guns and weapons and stuff and merge it into themselves and become superpowered. And everyone's like, that sounds really dumb. But he says, all right, but I'm the leader of the Rogues. I make the decision. Everyone do it. So Trickster, who's out of the Rogues now, is just Mirror Master, Weather Wizard, Captain Cold, and Heatwave. Lisa starts walking away from the group, but as they start powering up the machine, they feel this surge of power, and then they realize, oh, it's too much. This thing's going to blow. And it does. It explodes, and it knocks out Lisa in the explosion. We see Heatwave's on fire. Weather Wizard is being rained on, and Captain Cold's practically frozen himself. And then Lisa has her ghost basically coming out of her body, and no one else is able to really see her. Captain Cold goes over, sees that she's practically dead, and freezes everyone around him in a fit of rage. And then we see Lisa. She's like, yeah, no, I'm still alive. It took me a while to come back, but my body is comatose, and I'm never going to be able to physically walk around again. And Sam, my boyfriend, he lost the most. He is trapped in a mirror dimension that he's unable to escape from. So that's that. Chapter 4, The Secret. It is art by Marcio Takara, and it is Patty Spivot, who came in to run a blood test on a person who has no idea who he is, and it's Turbine from an arc ago when Barry went to the Speed Force. And he is no memory of anything. He's completely blank slate, and he's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and help me. But as they are taking the blood, they get a news flash on the TV about the stuff going on with the Rogues and Flash down at the monorail from issue 12. And as soon as Turbine hears the flash, he's like, wait a minute, hold on. Patty Spivot, the Flash. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me. Patty, I know where you can find Barry Allen. So that's that. And then chapter 5, the final one, art by Wes Craig. It's just picking up right where issue 12 left off. Captain Cold's come in, and Dr. Elias has a shard of mirror in his brain, and Pied Piper's knocked out. And Pied Piper, he's still knocked out. It doesn't seem like he's going to die, but Dr. Elias is definitely going to die because Flash is having trouble getting the shard out of his brain. Captain Cold comes in, puts him on ice, says, look, worry about your doctor later. We got to go take care of the rogues. And Flash is like, I'm sorry, we? He's like, yeah, no, they betrayed me. I'm on your side now. So it's Captain Cold and the Flash against the rogues, but immediately they're separated because Golden Glider takes Flash and throws him into the mirror dimension, where Heatwave and Weather Wizard then come in, and they all start ganging up on him. Meanwhile, out in the real world, Captain Cold and Lisa are having it out, and he's like, hey, I don't know why you thought that you could do this. Like, I'm your brother. Like, how dare you? The rogues were mine. And you also are, you're shooting way too high here. This is just the rogues are just about stealing stuff. This is too much. And she's like, okay, but you're not a rogue anymore. You're out, so shut up. So they keep fighting. We then see that Flash is still having an ultra hard time. Mirror Master uses the mirror dimension to start coating Barry in mirrors so that he can then shatter him. But before he can do that, Flash uses some Speed Force energy, blasts it all off of him, grab Mirror Master's gun, which I guess he still needs, and then makes a portal to take him, Weather Wizard, and Heatwave all back into the real world. And as soon as he arrives, Captain Cold knocks him out with an ice gun. And he's like, yeah, no, I told Flash that I owed him for saving my sister before. However, I owed him by saving Dr. Elias's life. That's what I did to repay him. So I just strung him along in that I would fight you guys. I want to be leader of the rogues again. You guys, like, you're shooting too high. You're shooting too big. I'm a good leader. I know how to do this. Let me be the leader again. And before they can do anything, some pods start falling out of the sky all over Central City. And out of them comes the gorillas. And all led by King Grodd. And they say, Flash, Central City, for the crimes against my people, you will bow to King Grodd. So we got Grodd back and the rogues. And, oh boy, there's a lot going on. This is a dense one. So I like it. I definitely did enjoy it. I think the chapters work decently well, but you definitely could just... Like, I think that the issue itself, if this weren't an annual, like if this were just issue 13, I think it would just be that chapter 5. It probably has enough pages, honestly, to just be that. But then once they realized, oh, wait, this is an annual, they decided to add in, okay, we've got backstory that we can then apply here. We can be able to show, like, how did the rogues get to how they are? And that doesn't feel crucial to the plot, but it is good to have in this scenario. So definitely enjoying this. Have no idea how it's going to turn out in Rogues v. Flash v. Grodd. It's a lot happening there. So interested to see where that'll turn out. But this particular issue, I'm going to go ahead and I'll give it a 8. I think it's good. It's very well done. Exceeds expectations, but still not, the best. It's not blowing me out of my chair. It's just a very, very good issue.